You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I'm back. Rodrans for Black and White Sports. I wanted to cover this story. I saw it yesterday. There's been some more fallout. I'm glad I actually waited a little bit to do the video because there was further repercussions for the actions that went on at a high school football game in Florida. There was a brawl, an ugly brawl down in Orange County. In case you're wondering, Orange County is one of the few Florida counties that remained with former Vice President Joe Biden. I'll be damned if I call the sumbitch president-elect. No matter how much the mainstream media wants to act like they get to call elections, they do not. And the presidential election is still up for grabs. Now, we also see that's a Democratic county down there, and it's reflective in some of the behaviors of some of these high school football players, I'm sure influenced by ignorant pro football, pro basketball, pro sports, and everything they've done to disrespect this country and disrespect law enforcement, staring directly at you, LeBron James. The influence they've had over these high school kids, and the fact that it has become a hot-button topic to support law enforcement, which, in my opinion, is wildly repugnant. There should not even be a question. You support your law enforcement, period. You back your blue. Blue lives matter. Blue lives matter, not Marxism, not the false narrative of police brutality, not preaching a false narrative of racial injustice, or the false narrative of oppression like these sports stars are doing in pro sports, i.e. LeBron James signing a $85 million contract extension. You are not oppressed at all, but you've made sure you've run your mouth about law enforcement. Florida high school football game that featured thin blue line flag, anthem kneeling, ends in a brawl. A Florida high school was penalized after a post-game brawl apparently sparked tension over a school's thin blue line flag. Another school's players were kneeling during the national anthem and accusation of racial slurs. We'll get to that in a minute. November 27th fight was at the end of a playoff game between Mitchell High School and Waukeva High School. This is down around Orlando. Mitchell won 24-18, but the brawl afterwards captured the headlines. Waukeva was blamed for initiating the brawl. The Florida High School Athletic Association handed out penalties, including putting the school on probation through June 2022. 10 players were suspended from athletic activities. One unnamed player reportedly was banned from competing for 12 months, and all players must take a sportsmanship course. Tension between the schools built when Mitchell players ran onto the field with a thin blue line flag to commemorate fallen law enforcement officers. Some Waukeva players then kneeled during the national anthem. Waukeva players also told the Sentinel that Mitchell players were hurling racial slurs at them during the game. Mitchell coach Andrew Schmitz denied the accusation. The Orange County Sheriff's Office said no criminal complaint has been filed. Reports were taken. As far as the thin blue line flag goes, Schmitz told the Times the team has been running out with the flag for a few years. It goes back to a team that we had a couple of years ago that had several parents that were police officers. So they started running out with it, and then the tradition was just kind of passed down. I don't understand how that's part of the story, but whatever. Good job, coach, for being a smartass. Now, Waukeva's football coach has since been fired. And good riddance, asshole. Good riddance, asshole. Rich Betsema, I guess that's how you say his name. The former story was from Fox News. This is from the Orlando Sentinel, which I have noticed seems to be pretty woke. So, woke Rich Betsema is out as Wakiva's coach just 4 days after the Florida High School Athletic Association punished the Mustangs football program for its role in a post-game altercation. He confirmed by text message Monday afternoon he was let go by the school. On Thursday, the FHSAA placed Wakiva's football program on administrative probation through the end of June 2022, levied a $500 fine to the school for unsportsmanlike conduct. The association also barred the team from playing in the spring game in 2021 and suspended 10 players from interscholastic activities for initiating the altercation. And I thought I saw something about, I had seen something earlier about the fact that Mitchell's coach, Coach Smits, came out and said that most of his players were 2-year players and that he knows for an absolute fact there were no racial slurs. But that is the go-to a lot of times for woke, repugnant behavior, because it's always got to become about race. That's what the lefties do. Look, those kids should be able to run out on the field with their thin blue line flag. And if I was involved in these high school associations, involved with these schools, the school superintendents, I would ban kneeling for the national anthem, and it wouldn't even be a question. You kneel, you don't play any kind of sports. You're done. You're done. I understand there's a lot of benefits with these kids playing sports. There is, but they've got to learn to respect this country and that national anthem. I'm sure they're going to continue to allow that activity because of the woke demographics of the county down there. It is what it is. Like I said, one of the few counties that voted for former Vice President Joe Biden, who is not president-elect yet. The Electoral College has not called the damn thing. Pennsylvania looks very suspect right now, as does Georgia. So, look, I find this to be wildly repugnant behavior. I do. I love the fact that they fired the football coach. Good. If I was another school, I wouldn't touch him with a 20-foot pole. You can keep your woke coaching to yourself. Maybe he's learned a lesson. I don't know. But you certainly should not be bringing disrespect to the country onto a high school football field. That thin blue line flag, that's respect to our law enforcement, people that go out and put their lives on the line on a daily basis on behalf of the citizens, including the woke ones of that county, of that city. You know, police officers lose their life. And I know you're going to scream police brutality, blah, 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 in the comment sections for the lefties that roll through. But the fact is, once again, more unarmed whites were killed in 2019 than unarmed blacks by law enforcement. But leftists never want to listen to that. They never want to listen to that statistic. This is crazy. This is what happens when pro sports, when people like LeBron James influences the weak-minded, the stupid. The stupid parents pass it down to the stupid kids. Willing to bet you, judging by the voter demographics, very, very uneducated voters down in that area who, of course, spawn uneducated kids, who in turn do stupid things like kneeling on the field. And then and start a brawl, by the way. And I'm sure, that's the first thing that happens here. They call racism. People that are woke are going to blame it on race. 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10. It's ridiculous. This is why the NFL, this is why the NBA, this is why pro sports should outlaw kneeling for the national anthem. Out of there. Because you're influencing children. And LeBron James should keep his mouth shut. Tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.